The gang them grew up in pining. Couple of groupies to fit with. High no turbulence vibing. Hiding, you niggas getting. Flying while you niggas flying. Your kind is suited dependent. I come something new when I'm driving. Driving off the roof, no ceiling. Got a skyline view when I'm riding.
Gang. Top of the day, gang. What's popping with everybody out there, man? I hope everybody having a wonderful, blessed moment. You know, I hope everybody woke up on the right side of the bed. Yes, I pray you did. Man, today, you know, I got to do a little bit of talking about where we left off, right? And where I left off at was a little bit about these governmental groups, you know, these paid for groups, Hollywood. And I was talking about the Epstein files, gang. I was talking about a lot of shit, right? You know, we touching place that need to be. So today we got this Brendan Fraser video, and I know a lot of y'all know Brendan Fraser. I'm sure y'all heard of him. He was an actor, great actor, still is one of the best actors around. Was in the movie Georgia the Jungle, Tarzan, things of that nature. But this video right here, specifically how they made him look crazy. They made his financial situation dwindle down in such a speed. And they also even filed all types of cases against Brandon, making it like he was some type of sexual assault, pedophilic ass type of guy. But we're going to dive into this video.
In Fraser, he was one of Hollywood's most promising rising stars in the early 2000s, and then he disappeared. Major studios stopped working with him. He wasn't getting audition callbacks. He suffered a divorce that resulted in him losing millions of dollars. His body started breaking down. Lawsuits started piling up. It was almost like someone had pushed a button and sent his entire life into a downward spiral. And at the time, there actually was a man in Hollywood who had the power to make or break anyone with a couple of phone calls. His name was Philip Burke. And coincidentally, something happened at a party between.
Now, if y'all never heard of Philip Burke, if you guys never heard of Philip Burke, do y'all studies. Do your studies on Philip Burke, man. And check out who he is. You feel me? I need y'all to recognize and understand who Philip Burke is, right? Because this guy, he played a big role in this man's career. He plays a major role in his career. And we're gonna keep going. Let's find out, you know, what exactly took place. Because if we pay attention, a lot of celebrities go through this. Lindsay Lohan, Britney Spears, we got who I was just talking about, Jim Carrey. You feel me? A lot of celebs go through this. They go through these rituals. Mel Gibson, you know, and I got to touch up on that story too. Shout out to the podcaster whose channel this from originally, Patrick CC. Shout out to Patrick CC. He does a great job all the time. Every time he come with information to me, he come with things we need to know. Let's keep going.
Brendan and Philip just before Brendan was seemingly blacklisted from the industry. The craziest part was Brendan wasn't even trying to expose Philip. He didn't go to the police. He didn't launch a publicity tour. He just privately asked Philip for an apology. But sadly, Hollywood doesn't operate like the real world, and they would make sure that Brendan would regret telling anyone about that night in 2003. But after 2 decades of being silenced, Brendan Fraser finally decided to fight back, and his story would unravel.
As he should. I think he should fight back. I think every celebrity that go through this should fight back. Like, I think they should. I think that should be they thing. I don't think you should be scared to fight back because of, you know, the people who they sign your check, they sign your big check. Usually that's what goes on with the job field. You know what I'm saying? Usually people, they be scared because the people signing their check. You know what I'm saying? If they can pay, shit, what you expect?
One of Hollywood's most powerful, untouchable networks. Brendan Fraser was getting the kind of worldwide recognition most actors could only dream of. And a lot of this had to do with how he was not afraid of taking on unique and challenging roles. His early claim to fame was acting in the comedy Encino Man as a defrosted caveman, and then the drama School Ties, alongside Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. Fraser maintained his momentum when Disney hired him to play George.
To be honest, sometimes I actually have no idea what's...
Oh, kill that. We back.
George in George of the Jungle, a parody of Tarzan that went on to be a box office success, making 3 times its production budget. But Fraser's most appealing qualities was that he was friendly and unserious. Like, the industry was doing its best to present Fraser as the next heartthrob, but he just seemed like a chill guy, happy to be included.
How much physical training did you do for this?
You see that it'd be a lot going on. Don't get it twisted, y'all. Don't ever get it twisted. In this field, man, like I said before in the last live, when you in this field and you can pay millions of dollars like they do these people, you better believe me, it's gonna be a lot going on with you in these industries, you know. There's too many people saying it, too many people speaking out about it. You know, it's too many people. Jim Carrey already said it. And if y'all pay attention, we can go back further and start studying these artists and celebrities, and you'll find out yourself that everything ain't what it seems to be. You understand what I'm saying?
Years and months, weeks. And then there's the bicycle pump before each take. I would just pump it all up. They call it cut. But that's a trade secret. So don't tell anyone.
Fraser was refreshing, not a self-absorbed, overly dramatic star like most other 90s actors. But
I think he was a good actor though. Like, he was a down-to-earth dude. He was himself for the most part. To me, if you ask me, I think he was himself. He wasn't trying to do too much. You know, I always liked him when it came down to watching, you know, movies with him playing in there, because he didn't try to overact. He didn't try to overplay his part. He did exactly enough. You know what I'm saying? He did exactly enough, not too much and not too less. Compared to other artists, they sometimes tend to do too much trying to make somebody like them. And I don't think that worked well.
it didn't mean he wasn't taking his acting skills seriously, and that was on full display in his most iconic role in The Mummy, an action movie where Fraser played treasure hunter and adventurer Rick O'Connell. For Fraser, this was his most demanding role yet. Development for The Mummy took years, exchanging several directors and screenplay revisions, and when actors were sent into the Sahara Desert, they endured long periods of isolation and massive sandstorms that would stall production. It also led to him nearly losing his life. Before its official release, Fraser went on David Letterman to promote the movie. He talked about the demanding nature of the role, but turned it into a silly joke.
In North Africa, in the Sahara Desert, where Lawrence...
Y'all gotta forgive me, man. I gotta get the kids ready, but yeah, you know, like they said, a lot of these roles, you know, that he got.
Was shot. Sandstorms would kick up, and they would always
endured long periods of isolation and massive sandstorms that would stall production. It also led to him nearly losing his life. Before its official release,
y'all heard about that? Him damn near losing his life. I don't even know if I heard about that. Quite frankly, but I think, you know, to hear this story, to know how in depth they go to create these movies is something different. And we know it's real because Tom Cruise, you know, he injured himself. He injured himself a lot when it comes to these movies. He liked to do his own stuff. That's all cool. That's all fine. You know, but at the end of the day, when it comes to putting your life at risk, and when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, putting your life on the line for these movies just to make hundreds of billions of dollars for these motherfuckers out here, gang. And, you know, you might want to second think.
Fraser went on David Letterman to promote the movie. He talked about the demanding nature of the role, but turned it into a silly joke.
in North Africa, in the Sahara Desert, where Lawrence of Arabia was shot. Sandstorms would kick up, and they would always cause us to have to stop work early, and sometimes the sand would just get everywhere, actually, which annoyed me.
Where did you get that sand?
You know, put the sand out of his shoe. That's, hey, you got to get him there, man. He's an amazing actor. Amazing actor, man. He still is an amazing actor. I just hate how they tear people down. And you know, this video right here gonna show y'all, and it's gonna prove to y'all why when a celebrity get to coming out to y'all and telling y'all what these people doing to them, the people who sign their check, why you should believe them, why you shouldn't, you know, do your due diligence on double looking into it, because a lot of times they do get blackballed. A lot of times they get blackmailed. A lot of times they get, you know what I'm saying, pushed and shoved around the industry because a motherfucker like Philip Burke sign your check, or you know, you got the HFPA who's involved in everything. You know, they're gonna make your life a living hell. That's just like if your boss asks you to do something and you deny doing it, you feel me? Or if you in the army, they tell you to do something, you deny doing it, you are in trouble. They're gonna get you by your boss, gang. You gotta understand that. They're gonna get you by your boss, and once they do, there's nothing you can do. They'll make your life a living hell. So, you know, dive into this and pay attention with me, y'all. Let's check out how they do you, how the industry do you. Make you look crazy.
Well, it's in my shaving kit, too.
Even though Fraser chose to be modest about the challenges out in the desert, the performance took a great toll on his body for many of the scenes. After Letterman pushed for the full story, Fraser admitted that for his execution scene at the start of the film, he had a traumatic experience where he almost died in what was supposed to be a mock hanging. After the director wanted to get a close-up of Fraser, he asked for another take where the rope was tighter. The incident almost ended his life.
Tightened it up and the director.
Now, if it's already tight, this man asked for another scene because they do that. These motherfuckers, they'll get to the point you'll be tired. It's like them sex scenes they do. They have you do the scene 4, 5, 6, 7 times. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point of it? If I just told you I'm done, I'm tired, I think that look good. You see, and this the point too. Your creativity is all gone when you in industries like this. When you become one of these actors, when you become an artist, your creativity get pulled right from under you, gang. It's happening with Drake right now. If y'all go back and watch Drake videos, Drake is, you know, you can see and play back the videos how he's crying about he want his own creativity within his music. But you know, in a sense, you can hear him saying so many words that they want him to keep delivering the same music that the crowd, you know, love, that built the money that they got. They don't want to, and he like, I want to switch up. I can do a lot. That's what Jim Carrey was saying. I don't want to keep acting these same roles. I want to act the way I feel. And the way I feel is not how, you know, the character y'all got me acting like. You understand what I'm saying? So that's control. I don't care what y'all talking about. That's like the Truman Show. That's full control, gang. And let these people do that.
Victor came over and said, I don't know, the tension didn't look like it was realistic, wasn't matching before. Can we just take it up a little bit more? And I said, I don't know. Well, okay, just one.
Well, he said the tension don't look like it was matching up. It wasn't real. You mean to tell me the fucking tension of the rope on my goddamn neck don't look like it's tight enough? Man, listen. For that money, these people want you to kill yourself. They give you enough rope so you can hang yourself, and then for $1 million, they want you to kill yourself. You hear me? You know, it's like this, like the movie Dumber and Dumber. They gave Jim $7 million. They gave Jeff Daniels $50,000. You feel me? I know, right? And they made over $300 million. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? Like, where's the punchline for that? Come on now.
Take, and so the camera spun around and it landed on my face, and all I remember is this sort of volume, kind of like the sound going, and then the next thing I know, my elbow is in my ear, and there's all these medics going, hello, Brendan, wake up. Yeah. Brendan.
What? And they laughed at that? They laughed at that? Man, you gotta be a sick motherfucker. If I'm telling you I'm injured, I'm hurt, nigga, the camera landed on my motherfucking face. You feel me? I almost lost my life and y'all laugh? Y'all think I want a round of applause like this? They don't look, the industry don't take the people serious, man. And that's why I have to play this video is here to show y'all that them people don't care nothing about nobody out there. They don't give two shits about the people out there. Michael Jackson said this before in his song, and I think exactly what he's talking about. They don't care about you. As long as you make them a pretty penny motherfucker, they care less. You hear me?
Nearly dead.
I did die, but there was nothing.
You were actually technically dead?
Technically dead.
Apparently you can go from 0 to a complete site in just a single prompt.
Sorry, buddy.
It's key for you to focus on how he said, okay, just one take. Brendan knew this was dangerous, and he clearly had a gut feeling to say no, but he did it.
But he did it anyway.
Anyways, and
he did it because he want that bag. He want that money. You mean to tell me, look, it's a lot of artists, and Mel Gibson said this, it's a lot of artists in this industry, celebrities, they will do whatever it takes to get that bag. Like Harvey Weinstein. He told a girl, you feel me, she would not get the role in the movie unless she did it with another girl, and they had to be naked. You understand what I'm saying? Now that's totally against the girl will. That was totally against her will. But he like, look, if you want some money, you want a role, you want to keep acting, don't you? You want you love your job. Well, then you better strip down bare butt naked. Like these people are stupid, gang.
almost paid the price. This experience is a perfect example of how actors in those days of Hollywood weren't meant to question the process or how the industry works. They either surrender themselves to those in control or risk the chance of never being able to work again. Luckily, the sacrifices paid off. The Mummy was the movie that transformed Fraser from a young actor in cult classics into a global superstar. It also showed Hollywood that he was a moneymaker. Even though the creation of this film was drawn out and expensive, costing about $80 million to produce, it made almost $500 million in the worldwide box office. Suddenly, Fraser was the only person people were talking about. Additionally, his personal life was thriving. He was recently married to actress Afton Smith and had his first child.
I had to come back on that. I heard that, gang. Hold on, let me run that back. Y'all see the money they making up? Do y'all see the money they making, gang? Let me turn this up to. Do y'all see the money they making, man? They make millions off of you, man. They make so much money off of you in this industry. That don't make sense. It don't. That don't make sense. But y'all paying me what? Y'all paying me pennies on the dollar, basically, like at these jobs. And that's why motherfuckers need to shut these industries down. You hear me? These the type of industries.
As far as the public was concerned, he was on the only. It made almost. This film was drawn out and expensive.
Look how much money that is. It was expensive indeed, right? Production budget, $80 million down here, y'all. 80 million. Okay. Domestic shares, 38.2% domestic box office worldwide shares, right? You know, so at the end of the day, gang, it show you that if you an actor, my nigga, you making this type of money, right? All it take is one movie, nigga, them millions. Them millions. All it takes is you to do one movie, my boy. You ain't got to do nothing else. That's one movie a year. What motherfucker in their right mind not finna go do nothing for that money? And then this the killer part. They'll have these people going crazy for that bag. Like, look, I'm talking about, like I told y'all, Harvey Weinstein, he tell you, if you ain't gonna get naked and drop your pants, as a matter of fact, you spread your balls apart for me. You understand what I'm saying? Switch it up. That's what they do to you, man. And you got to think about it. If this is the life you know and this is the life you want to live, you think you finna deny that? Be real, y'all gonna deny that? So many people out there that's going through this right now.
Costing about $80 million to produce, it made almost $500 million in the worldwide box office. Suddenly, Fraser was the only person people were talking about. Additionally, his personal life was thriving.
Like Jim Carrey. Remember, it was a minute Jim Carrey was the only actor talked about. He was the only actor made the most money, getting paid $20 million a scene. $20 million a scene. Now, if something ain't right with that, y'all crazy. If y'all think that's normal, come on, gang. You got to understand the setup. You got to understand the overplay for the underplay. A lot of y'all are never seen it.
He was recently married to actress Afton Smith and had his first child. As far as the public was concerned, he was on top of the world and had very little to complain about. After coming back for the sequel, The Mummy Returns, it proved to be just as profitable as the original. He had finally made it to the top of the Hollywood mountain. And The
Mummy was a good movie, don't get it twisted, y'all. That was a great movie. Shout out to Brandon Fraser. That was one hell of a scene he did. You know, the whole movie was good. The actors was great. Everybody in the movie was great to me, if you ask me. I liked it. And like I said, I definitely feel they should pay him more money. You know, and I believe that these artists get swindled and bamboozled like this because a lot of times these artists be struggling. They be hurt. They be broke. They be running out of money. Their parents or their family be so poor. You understand what I'm saying? And I noticed that, like, with a lot of artists like Lindsay Lohan, Jim Carrey, who else? Mel Gibson. You know, these people come from backgrounds that aren't so good. They come from backgrounds to where, you know, most of y'all probably would have gave up. So Brandon Fraser, you know, it's no different.
His personality made it easy for fans to celebrate his success, but unfortunately, it wouldn't last. Without fully understanding it at the time, Fraser had now entered the belly of the beast at one of the worst times in Hollywood history.
They entered the belly of the beast at the worst time. I wonder why. You know, I wonder why he gonna say I want to know. I definitely want to know. You know, let's find out. Let's dive in and find
was
out.
a time where mental and physical abuse were rampant, where those in power never faced the consequences of their actions because they.
I just mentioned this freak. I just mentioned him, right? I just mentioned this guy, man. Hey, due to the fact I just mentioned him, you know what I'm saying? Which I did. I just told y'all about this nigga. That nigga said, and Mel Gibson said, you feel me? Somebody asked him, shit, how you like the women? He was like, dead or alive, it don't matter. Dead or alive, it don't matter. What type of shit is that? Huh? What type of shit is that, gang? I'm talking about, boy, when I say these people ain't the people y'all want to be around, trust me when I say that. These ain't the motherfuckers that y'all want to have around your family and your people. You feel me? Let's keep going.
They owned the gateway to fame and recognition. Brendan was about to suffer the harsh reality of being enemies with the Hollywood foreign press after he claimed.
One thing you don't want to do is make enemies with no Hollywood foreign press. You don't want to make enemies with no Hollywood. You don't want to be enemies with Hollywood, gang. Definitely, if not, if they the ones paying you your money, if they the ones getting you your check, they the ones, you feel me, cashing that thing and doing shit for you, and they the ones put you in the limelight. You don't want to be into it with them, right? Y'all remember what happened with Terry Crews? Y'all remember what happened with Terry Crews? He explained situations like this.
That he was assaulted by their leader.
Man. Shout out to Patrick CC. This is podcast. Y'all make sure y'all go over there, show him some love. You feel me? Hit that podcast channel, hit that like, that subscribe. We already did. You know, I'm trying to run the millions up too. So y'all make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe over here too. But shout out to Patrick CC. Let's keep going.
Claim that would essentially get him blacklisted from Hollywood for nearly 2 decades. The Hollywood Foreign Press Association, also known as the HFPA, was basically like the Hollywood Mafia at the height of its power. It's
the Hollywood Mafia. I ain't never heard nobody call it that, man. Shout out to the nigga who made that name up. I never heard nobody call it the Hollywood Mafia. That's different because when you look at it, they do operate like a motherfucking mafia. They control everything. They control everybody. They got their hands in everybody's pocket. That's scary too. You know, so like, I want to know about the Hollywood Mafia. What's so scary about them?
Started as a group of Los Angeles-based foreign journalists who wanted to control the distribution of cinema news to non-U.S. markets in 1943. Just 1 year later, they decided to make their own award show called the Golden Globes.
So they made their own award show called the Golden Globes, y'all. What the hell is going on? What the hell is really going on? They made the Golden Globes. These motherfuckers that he talking about, that's the group. They made the Golden Globes. Crazy.
Was initially belittled by the industry. However, when they were picked up by NBC in the late 1980s, everything changed. Their rate.
Remember how excited you were when Junior finally went off to college? Well, now college is over, Mom and Dad, and here comes Junior's student loan debt. Is private student loan debt wrecking your family's life? You really need to talk to Y-Refi. Y-Refi refinances distressed or defaulted private student loans and others. They can reduce your payment. You can get your life back.
Right there.
Ratings spiked dramatically, and their Golden Globe trophy became one of the most coveted prizes for movie producers in the United States. Their Golden Globes. It was initially belittled by the industry. However, when they were picked up by NBC in the late 1980s,
NBC pick up everybody. Make you want to do a study on them. make you want to start researching them. Like, what the fuck y'all got going on? What the fuck y'all got going on that y'all picking up everybody in the field, gang? What's taking place? What's happening back there? What's taking place? You feel me? Like, look, when you start paying attention to these machines, these companies that work and that operate at a mass scale level, you feel me? And they deal with a lot of money. You better make sure you're paying attention, and you better know if you cross them, if you fuck up and you do something they don't want you doing, or you giving out some of the information, nigga, they gonna punish your ass. You gotta know. NBC, they serious. NBC super serious. These ain't the people you want to play with.
Everything changed. Their ratings spiked dramatically, and their Golden Globe trophy became one of the most coveted prizes for movie producers in the United States. At the time, winning this trophy could secure a sustainable or even a flourishing career.
Whatever happened to this actor? Whatever happened? I know Ben. Whatever happened to him? I remember him. Whatever happened to him? And this the shit we be talking about. Like, damn, where these artists go? You get in these industries, gang. Like I said, if NBC put them on, you get in these industries, you know what's shaking already. You understand what I'm saying? You better believe it. You know what's shaking, right?
Hollywood. And while you would hope that the show was just a pure celebration of art and the trophy was fairly given to the best movie or actor, that wasn't the case. In reality, it was a carefully controlled system of influence, and whoever controlled the awards controlled Hollywood itself. And
wow. So whoever controlled the awards control Hollywood. You know, that's different. That's different. You know, because a lot of times you think like, okay, well, I don't think that it's a little small group that control everything. And what bullshit you know? There's always a tiny group. You know what I'm saying? There's always a small fraction of motherfuckers who running everything. And then sometimes it be the people you didn't even expect to be running nothing, gang. That's who it be, the ones you never expected to be running anything. You be like, what the hell going on? I ain't know they run all this.
One of those gatekeepers was serial predator producer Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein was also a strong proponent of the Globes, capitalizing on the award show's timing. Weinstein manipulated the organization in ways big and small: expensive gifts, special access to stars.
So basically, Weinstein knew how to get his way through the back door of, you know, this group. Basically, it said Harvey Weinstein was also a strong prominent of the Globes, capitalizing on the award show's timing. So, you know, he knew how to weasel his way in, and he knew how to suck up to them to where they gonna give him any type of, you know, any type of eligibility he want. He knew that. He knew how to suck right up to these people and go in there and kiss ass. You feel me? He up in there, if he had to suck a little feet, he doing it. Harvey Weinstein knew exactly what to do. Like, look, read it right there, gang. You feel me? I'm talking about, man.
And his own time and attention at a moment when other studio chiefs mocked the Globes. He was often rewarded with a stunning number of nominations. Other studios eventually adopted a similar playbook of using the HFPA to set the tone for the year's awards season. Harvey
Weinstein, basically what he did was
essentially using
a method for everybody to be able to follow. It's like what Dirk was trying to do with Chicago. This is a method that, yo, look, I found the way to get in. Now y'all follow the same method and do the things to do. Harvey Weinstein found this method, and then he passed it along to everybody who was willing to follow what he was doing out there. All that weird freaky shit. Like Mel Gibson said. He said, they asked him, hey, what you want a female in the movie? And he said, yeah, whether dead or not dead, however you bring her, I love to see the bitch. You understand what I'm saying?
HFPA to set the tone for the year's awards season. Harvey essentially used his power to influence the HFPA and the Golden Globes to nominate his movies constantly, right. And even...
I guarantee you he had some sexual relations with these boys. I guarantee you he had some sexual relations with these boys. That ain't alleged. Look at his face. Look at the little one. The little one look over freaky, gang. That's some shit, you know what I'm saying? You got that's some shit right there. My boy eating. That's some shit. Yeah, like I told y'all, man, I'm getting these kids ready too this morning, so y'all bear with me. But at the end of the day, man, it be things and things like this, scenes and things that rhyme, like Stranger Things. It's so further down, you know, that rabbit hole, like, wait, what's really going on? What's taking place? And look, people so stupid out here nowadays. People don't even want to look and check out what's going on around them. Y'all would rather be so blind. Man, we living in a world full of blind people. Like we living in a world full of easily manipulated, mind control people, gang. And I think it's time to wake the fuck up, man. Wake the fuck up.
Win some of these awards to give himself more legitimacy than ever before. And that legitimacy gave him a ton of power in Hollywood. If you were on his good side, you could essentially get any opportunity you wanted.
Who do you most want to party with tonight?
What?
Okay.
So basically, before she said what she finna say, if you on that man good side, which a question I gotta ask. How do y'all think, or what do y'all think you got to do to get on Harvey Weinstein good side? You feel me? Because I want to know, like, why. I mean, don't shoot the podcaster who said it, but shoot the people who really thought Harvey Weinstein was one of them ones. And I understand a lot of people back then probably thought he was because, hey, look, he can get me in any position. He the man, he the GOAT inside the HFPAs. You understand what I'm saying? I understand all of that. But you riddle me this. And speaking of the Riddler, you riddle me this. What would you possibly have to do to get on his good side? Like, is it sleep with, you know, your same gender, bare butt naked because that's what he wanted to see out of these people? Half of these people, they was not with that. They was actually against that. And he said, hey, yo, you'll lose your goddamn job if you don't do what I asked you to do. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to lose your goddamn job. Does it make sense?
Fraser, the best designer in the world.
They were asking about Factory Girl.
Oh, they asked me about dresses.
No, they were asking about movie.
Who are you wearing tonight, Harvey?
I'm wearing Factory Girl, a new brand.
Yeah,
Factory
me
Girl
too.
coming out February 2nd in theaters everywhere. It's my new brand, Factory Girl tie, Factory Girl suit, Factory
Girl accessory. I'm a handbag, a purse, a man purse.
And who do you most want to party with tonight?
Okay?
Who do you most want to party with?
Harvey Weinstein.
In the words of movie
Factory Girl, this Factory Girl, that. You could tell in his face he was trying to get back to whatever rush, you know, situation he was trying to get to. He was trying to go bust them hoes down. Or whatever the fuck they was finna go do, eat off a dead body. I don't know. I'm not sure. But according to, you know, the emails and files and shit, he looked it like he was rushing to get to something that we wouldn't probably want no part of. And another thing is, you know, I want to know how close was him and Epstein. Was they participating in parties and shit, them weird freak off parties or something? You know what I'm saying? You guys really feel like Epstein and Harvey Weinstein, man, they name almost sounded like, it seemed like, you know, they had something in common with they freak off parties, and Diddy shit wasn't nothing like that. That's why I do that.
star Scarlett Johansson. The HFPA is an organization that was legitimized by the likes of Harvey Weinstein to amass momentum for Academy recognition, and the industry followed suit. Now you have to remember that anyone outside of the Hollywood bubble didn't really know about the power that the HFPA had, even if the average person cared to find out about who they were.
That was deep. Now that was, you know, old girl from y'all know where she from, Avengers, all right? And she said the HFPA is an organization that was legitimized by the likes of Harvey Weinstein to amass momentum for Academy recognition, and the industry follows suit. Miss Johansson said, you know, in her statement, she said the industry follows suit. Well, of course, I just told y'all, when you got a bunch of followers that's around you, when you got a bunch of scary motherfuckers, people who don't speak up for themselves, of course they're gonna follow suit. Of course, they're going to do exactly what the lead dude telling them to do. Definitely, if they know he can get them fired, he can get them hired, he can get them dropped, he can get their pay cut. You know what I'm saying? I don't think a lot of y'all understand this. Some of y'all be like, damn, well, why did they do this? Why? Listen, man, that nigga he held their nuts in his hand. And at that moment, he can crush the motherfuckers if he wanted to.
The likes of Harvey Weinstein to amass momentum for Academy recognition, and the industry followed suit. Now you have to remember that anyone outside of the Hollywood bubble didn't really know about the power that the HFPA had. Even if the average person cared to find out about who they were, they probably just thought it was a small group of people who vote on the Golden Globes winners, and they probably assumed.
And that's
I could build an app that
man, that group is powerful. That's what they wrong with it. Powerful. The group is powerful.
my tasks, priorities, and
They run this shit up there. That's why, people trying to get next.
Fairly, the HFPA used secrecy to their advantage, and they basically started paying people for their silence. According to the New York Times, everyone got a cut. Publicists got paid to steer clients down.
Listen to this. He said they was using a secrecy, and they was even paying clients and paying people to stay shut it up, to stay quiet, to stay, you know what I'm saying, with the fucking lips sealed game. And we tell y'all this, like, look, these people paying people to shut the fuck up. You think these motherfuckers ain't gonna pay? You know what I'm saying? You think them people for their name, then you think they ain't gonna pay to have you quiet or to pay to and don't let you be one of them motherfuckers, them hardhead motherfuckers who want to go against the grain. You like, no, I'm straight. I don't want that money. I'm gonna go speak. Okay, we got something for you. We got something for niggas like you. You understand what I'm saying? We got something for motherfuckers like you, gang.
On the pre-show red carpet, award strategists began charging studios for advice on how to manipulate the Globe's voters. An HFPA consultant can receive a $45,000 fee for his or her work, a $20,000 bonus if the film earns a Best Picture nomination, and
what? Look. Y'all look at the payments. It said that an HFPA consultant can receive a $45,000 fee for his or her work. A $20,000 bonus. Come on, gang. These motherfuckers paying the shit out of people to, hey, yo, look, lead people down this red carpet. Read it for
$30,000. Award strategists began charging studios for advice on how to manipulate the Globe's voters. An HFPA consultant can receive a $45,000 fee for his or her work, a $20,000 bonus if the film earns a Best Picture nomination, and $30,000 if the film wins. Fees flowed to an army of stylists, limo drivers, spray tanners, banquet servers, and red carpet layers, as well as the trade magazines and newspapers that benefited from the additional advertising revenue. This is literally the mafia.
That's the mafia, man. That's the mafia. I don't care what you're talking about. That's the fucking mafia, man.
HFPA controls everything from global news coverage about Hollywood to the laborer.
They control global news coverage about Hollywood, nigga. That means any news that come out about Hollywood, they control it and they have it narrated out to us so we can believe it or not. And y'all talking about half of this shit fake. Y'all gotta be goofy.
That are spray tanning and rolling out the red carpet. The HFPA was the Hollywood machine, and one of the key members of that association that made this possible.
Yeah. Remember that face right there, y'all. Remember this face. That face, man. This face, he caused a lot of jobs. He caused a lot of people their lives. He caused a lot of people misery. He caused a lot of people hurt. You understand what I'm saying? This face right here. He caused a lot of pain and hurt on people, gang. All because they didn't follow him. All because they wouldn't do what he wanted them to do. He caused a lot of people to lose their lives and jobs out here, man. Let's listen.
Was Philip Burke. He had been a member of the HFPA for 33 years and off and on president for 8 terms. He also tended to stay out of the limelight, with most of his appearances being brief and strange. Like when he compared the film The Social Network to Orson Welles' Citizen Kane. It's a bizarre.
He looked like the dude they just showed, gang.
Our comparison, considering that Citizen Kane is noted as one of the greatest films of all time.
And this nigga looked like like Leonardo DiCaprio or some shit.
The reason it's a great film, it's an example of absolutely masterful filmmaking. I compare it to Citizen Kane in some respects. The thing that makes it unique is that it's not just a great piece of filmmaking, but it's the...
I talk. That's Freaky P. I call him Freaky P. They call him Philip Burke, the president of... was the president. This Freaky P, listen to his voice. Come on, what's wrong with him?
Easily the most entertaining movie I sat through last year.
That nigga must don't read a lot of something. Because nigga, you speak like something must be wrong with your knowledge box or something. Nigga, you must don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to. No, I don't need no hand clap. I'm trying to make sense of this shit, y'all.
Honestly, after hearing him speak, it's not hard to wonder if Burke ever watched a movie in his entire life.
I just said that. That motherfucker don't look like he do nothing but raw meat. Like I don't get it. These people, these rich people, gang, it be something deeper about them, man. Y'all better start paying attention, man. Keeping your eyes open.
That didn't matter because he was the head of the HFPA, which was now a massive Hollywood institution, and unfortunately, anyone who stepped out of line or refused to follow the extremely strict rules was in danger. And in order to truly understand how detrimental and scary it was for Brendan Fraser to be feuding with Philip Burke, we have to first dive into the mysterious firing of HFPA journalist Nick Douglas, who sadly ended up dead after breaking a couple of the HFPA's ridiculous rules.
Whoa, he ended up dead after breaking some rules, gang. Punchline anybody, because ain't no punchline needed right there. That's enough said. They just told y'all if you get to breaking these rules, my nigga, it's way worse than the McDonald's rules. It's way worse than breaking rules at fucking Target and shit, nigga. You break the HFPA rules, the motherfuckers who control the narrative that run through Hollywood. Oh yeah, we got something for you. And now they fired a dude. But listen, check out why this man get fired. This the crazy part.
Nick Douglas was a journalist for Big Buzz magazine. He was also a member of the HFPA, but he was suspended in 2004 after having sold a photograph of himself and Tom Selleck to a tabloid newspaper for $50 and then lying about it. Now, this is important.
It's very important. Listen.
Because the HFPA has a strict rules policy against Nick's actions. Movie stars take pictures with each individual member of the association at their press conferences. Members may not sell the photos to the tabloids, largely because of the objections of the stars. Some speculate the reason why Nick sold the photo was because
basically they like, no, you can't sell the photo, dog. Because okay, now that's something we probably understand that, I guess. It's a big company because it's like this, like certain companies you work with right now, they won't allow you to go to another company and, you know what I'm saying, have things done or share information at all, of course, right? But these motherfuckers is over bigger than just a regular company. So let's dive into why they fucking rules are so strict.
Because he was an aspiring actor himself. So I guess he thought this photo might make him seem like him and Tom Selleck had some sort of working relationship. Now, maybe
so he was an aspiring actor also. Make a lot of sense.
This could justify a suspension, but it gets even more ridiculous. Members of the HFPA also justified his suspension due to Nick Douglas having taken unopened beers from a reception thrown by MGM. This is literally like going to a work party and then getting fired because you took the free drinks provided at the work party. But
exactly, and that's what I gotta say. Like, you go to a work party, right? They invite you, right? You go there and they tell you, hey, yo, it's drinks for everybody, food for everybody, right? And you go up there and you get you something to drink, you get you a couple beers, you take one more, you feel me? And then you go get a plate or two. But somebody come from the back and holler at you like, hey, look, come here, we got a house. Then we also keep that. You got a beer hanging out your pocket. You want to tell us why? You like, shit, well, y'all invited me to the party. Y'all said the shit was free. I grabbed some. Next thing you know, the president calling you like, man, we got to let you go. You understand what I'm saying? They said you took a plate of food and a beer. Like, it's free. Well, check this.
The HFPA used this to justify Nick's termination. He was cut off from press junkets and celebrity interviews that the HFPA controlled, essentially making him unemployed. The severity of the...
What? So they cut him off. They blackmailed him. That's what Dirkman was doing. Y'all remember when Dirkman was doing that? Dirkman was trying to do that to anybody. And I had to speak on that because that's the truth. And everybody who was scared, they was following them and riding with that shit. Like, oh yeah, they right. They're not wrong. You got companies that do that to you, gang. They will make sure you don't make a dollar. You got hiring managers who would do that. They'll make sure you don't make a dollar. They'll make sure they put your name through the system and run that motherfucker bad. Put all type of dirt on your name. I'm talking about this video proves it.
The situation took a sad turn when Nick Douglas was found dead on his own volition in 2005, 4 days before the next Golden Globe nominations were announced in Beverly Hills. Mr. O'Kane was
dead. Sounds strange to me, gang. Gang, that sounds strange to me. Sound like, something the Scooby Gang need to go check out. Because that actually, when people get to talking about found dead after, you get fired for some petty shit like this, I don't think it's just I don't think the man just killed himself. I think it could be deeper than that. But let's go.
Douglas's editor-in-chief and was asked for a comment, and he didn't hold back, arguing that the association was directly responsible. They basically took a livelihood away from a guy who was out there trying to earn a living. It led directly to what ended up happening to Nick. When Philip Burke was asked about the incident and its ties to Douglas's suspension, the response was cold and short, with Burke saying, "We've had many people suspended for actions we deemed harmful to the Hollywood foreign press. We're trying to protect our image. Certainly, none ended up in suicide. If Nick did take his life, which seems apparent, I don't think you can say there's a casual relationship between the two." Burke's response to the death of another human being, one that represented his association, had about as much compassion as you'd give to the loss of a classroom hamster. To them, losing a member wasn't a tragedy. They felt...
Let me run that back. I heard that. Sitting in the background, I heard that. Let me run that back. Let me make sure.
Indifferent. To the Hollywood foreign press. We're trying to protect our image. Certainly.
The nigga said, I knew he said that. We're trying to protect our image. We dealing with somebody's life here. Fuck your image. Fuck your image. Your image was already corrupted and destabilized prior to this. Your image was already destabilized because it was already motherfuckers talking about the HFPA. And they weird accusations. What the fuck are you talking about, man? Y'all dealing with taking a man's life and then trying to cover it up, because a lot of companies do this. A lot of companies, they like, man, look, my image and my money and my background matter more than, this person. They're nobody. Bullshit, they are a human being. They're more of somebody than you are. Just because you got the millions don't mean shit. And I hate that. I'm tired of all you rich motherfuckers out there who think just because you got a lot of money, you the shit, you run the world. You don't run shit. But your motherfucking dick suckers on your face. That's all. Half of you motherfuckers, that's all you run. You don't run nothing. And then you put good people in situations to make them feel like, like they lesser than you. No, we strip all that shit from you. You feel me? Come on, gang.
None ended up in suicide. If Nick did take his life, which seems apparent, I don't think you can say there's a casual relationship between the two. Burke's
seems apparent. Certainly none ended up in this. What if Nick did take his life, which seems apparent? Nigga, a seem is totally different from, a factual. The way they word this another thing too with these big companies and these big investments and banks and all that shit, gang. The way they word shit, the way they play with their words, they try to, you know what I'm saying? They manipulate the crowd like that with words. You got to understand the words. The terms, the shit they say ain't the same. Is what we think it is, gang. You better start looking, paying attention, gang.
Response to the death of another human being, one that represented his association, had about as much compassion as you'd give.
Look at his head. Look at that motherfucker. Do you see that? That nigga got a Saturn ring on the top of his head. Boy, take that shit. You might well get rid of that shit. Get that shit off your head, big dog. Hang it up. You are move that shit.
To the loss of a classroom hamster. To them, losing a member wasn't a tragedy. They felt indifferent. It also begged the question, if an HFPA journalist could be punished so severely for a $50 photo and cheap beer, what kept Philip Burke and his inner circle from doing the same to up-and-coming stars? If someone...
That's the same thing I'm thinking. What'll stop you from doing that to anybody else? Y'all tell us that. What'll stop that? If you do this to a nigga over $50 and a couple beers, and in all actuality, I think it was because of the picture. You feel me? I think it was because he like, yo, wait, no, nigga, you ain't nobody. You ain't finna get a sneak picture with, you feel me? And think you finna get away with it. If that's the truth, what he'll do to somebody else who they paying millions to?
managed to threaten his seemingly unlimited power, what was to stop someone like Burke from making sure that an actor wouldn't be able to work in Hollywood ever again? While we didn't know it at the time, it looks like that was the very reason rising star Brendan Fraser went from being one of the industry's most promising actors to basically disappearing for two decades.
He just said it. We all know that though. This is why a lot of artists, industry people, they become something else. Hey, yo, get from back there. Sit down. Have you a seat. And while I'm on live, stop moving, boy, like you ain't gonna get cussed out on live. I don't play that. This is why some of them, be calling out and they scream out like, yo, help. Because at the end of the day, they know how fast their career can get wiped out. At the end of the day, they know who hold their life in their hand. When you going for big gigs like these games, your passion, your dream, what you love, things like this happen. You understand what I'm saying? Things like this happen. And the people that pay you, they control you now. They control your life, your narrative.
It all started when Brendan Fraser claimed he was assaulted by Philip Burke in 2003.
Look, this claim right here got his career stolen from him. This claim. He came out and said that the president of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association sexually assaulted him. This the same thing Terry Crews did. When Terry Crews came out and he spoke, and he was like, hey, yo, I went to the party. It was me and my wife in there. And, the head of this company who run this and that and the other, you feel me? He got big business. He owned half of us. He pay us our check. He the one got us making movies. He came up and he grabbed my private part in the party in front of his wife. Don't clap to that shit. Right. You see what I'm saying? Hollywood got y'all too, don't they? Okay, chat, stop playing. But in front of his wife? Well, okay. Now how would y'all handle that game?
At the Beverly Hills Hotel. After a luncheon, Fraser left the venue and saw Burke. He reached out to shake his hand, only to essentially get molested the second they made contact. His left hand reaches around, grabs my cheek, and one of his fingers touches me in the taint, and he starts moving it around. According to Fraser, the incident left him feeling detached and feeling sick to his stomach, affecting the way he interacted with the outside world. I felt ill, he said, recalling his emotions after he removed Burke's hand. I felt like a little kid. I felt like there was a ball in my throat. I thought I was going to cry. I felt like someone had thrown invisible paint on me. Brendan later...
I know I ain't heard what y'all heard. Go back. What did he say that man did to him? Let me see.
According to Fraser, the incident left him feeling detached. He reached out to shake his hand, only to essentially get molested the second they made contact. His left hand reaches around, grabs my cheek, and one of his fingers touches me in the taint, and he starts...
His left hand reached around, grabbed this man's ass cheek, and one of his fingers went in his asshole. That's what that man just said. This nigga played the Mummy, Tarzan, all these motherfucking powerful men, and you mean to tell me he got to go to a gathering that his job having? You understand what I'm saying? And just to meet the boss and say, what up? How you doing? You go out to shake his hand, dude. You know how people play that, give me a high five, and they be like, gotcha. You know what I'm saying? And snatch their hand away. That nigga moved his hand and grabbed his ass. And then he said his finger went in his asshole. And then he wiggled the finger. He felt raped, my nigga. He filed that lawsuit. That's why he filed that lawsuit. Terry Crews did this too. A couple of actors did this. A lot of actors. And you know what happened to them actors?
Moving it around. According to Fraser, the incident left him feeling detached and feeling sick to his stomach, affecting the way he interacted with the outside world. I felt ill, he said, recalling his emotions after he removed Burke's hand. I felt like a little kid. I felt like there was a ball in my throat.
The old ass man with the fucking Saturn, unicorn line on his head. He had to move dude's hand like, damn, fam, get your hand on my ass. What wrong with you, big dog? Hey, hold on, man. You feel me? Like, gang. The little ugly nigga like, nah, this is what I do. No. Gang, the industry is wild. to be rich, you got to be willing to take this type of pain. So many people in the industry said, look, you want to be rich. This is what you got to let that little leprechaun looking dude put his finger in your ass, gang. He got to come up and he gonna give you a check. You feel me? And then tomorrow we're gonna give you another check, but tomorrow we're doing something different. You understand what I'm saying? No way. That's why I said, like, what, to be rich? A lot of people, I remember back in the day, we used to always talk about being rich. Until we start seeing scenes like this, until we start seeing shit taking place in the industry that, like, yo, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want no part of that. If money will make you do that, and that's why they say money is the root to all evil. Money is the root to all evil, because look, if you own a big ass company, and you know, if I needed more money, I'm gonna come up with a way to get more money. I'm gonna make sure you, hey yo, I need you to do this. I need to sign. And the moment you get to saying something sideways, almost like Young Thug and was finna do Gunna, when 21 Savage, Savage, your bitch ass told Young Thug, man, you own his life. We can do this and that with him. We can do this and that with him. We can treat him like this. But you niggas that come up with that fucking premeditated plan, y'all bogus as a bitch. Anyway, gang, that's my time, and I love y'all. Y'all make sure y'all stay safe out there. Have a blessed one, man.
Man, you bitch niggas better ante up or elevate. I need 6-figure money, won't hella bucks and hella cake. Fuck boy, I been on dummy, shooting hella ops, make them a day. If not him, then kill his mama, make him feel his wrath in the hell away. Hydro shock with his eye, make you his chest, watch as they swim away. I don't stop shooting till you die, and your last breath, and then I skid away. This a hollow tip.